Hey guys, welcome to our coach opportunity call. I'm Melissa. I am the coach leading this call. I'm so excited that you are listening. You decided to join. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see my slides. I'm going to get started here. So as you guys join, just go ahead and catch up as you're joining. And otherwise, if you're listening to the recording, I'm glad that you're here. So I'm going to try to go fast and be respectful of your time. Should take about a half hour. So today what we're talking about, what is coaching all about? We are going to cover what is a Beachbody coach, what is required to become one, how do you get paid, how do you build a team, and then we're also going to go over normal hesitations like, is this a pyramid scheme? I'm not a salesperson, I don't have a large network, and I'm not at my goal weight. Those are all normal hesitations, ones that I also had before I started this. So before we get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself and my story. So I'm Melissa Furness. I've been coaching for 2 years now, pretty much exactly 2 years. And so just to go back to kind of the beginning, back in 2008, my husband and I got married. That's that little picture down there. We moved to Texas. And like most couples, we were in a lot of student debt. We struggled to find jobs. And we were really poor and broke for all but 2 years of our marriage. And so we struggled. But we moved to Texas. We were living in Michigan. Sorry, I'm distracted because my husband just came downstairs. We moved to Texas. We tried starting a lawn care and landscape business. It didn't work out. I had a degree in elementary education, and at that time was when they were scaling back on hiring teachers. And so it was a struggle. So 2012, fast forward to then, we decided to move back to Michigan. My husband found a construction job up there, which was the start of his dream job. He loves construction. And so things started to move forward. And then 2 weeks before we decided we were going to move, or 2 weeks before we were going to move, we found out that we were pregnant. And so that was really exciting for me, really stressful for him. I was ready to start a family, and he was a little bit scared, like we're about to move across the country, start new jobs. We don't have a house or anything, but it's okay. It's going to work out. So we move up here. We looked for a house. We found one. It fell through. That was extra stressful. It fell through a month before we were about to have our daughter. And then it was okay, though. We scrambled to find a place to live. And we ended up going into labor, very excited. We were about to meet our daughter. You know, everything else didn't matter. Even though we were struggling, it felt like our whole marriage, we were trying to just keep up with the rat race of life. And we were watching our friends move on with their lives. They were getting their career jobs. They were getting houses. They were starting families. And it felt like we were just stuck. And so we were about to meet our daughter. It was exciting. And we lost the heartbeat during labor. And that was my moment. When we lost the heartbeat, I didn't believe it. I thought that things weren't fine, but I thought I just have to get her here and everyone will see that she's fine. And so I worked really hard, and when her head came out is when I realized I was wrong and everyone else was right. And that was my moment. That was when I made a conscious decision to give up. I was done with life. I didn't care about anything. I was basically just biding my time until I was done. I wasn't suicidal, but I also was not going to be trying anymore. And that's how I lived my life for 2 years. I wouldn't recommend it. It was very lonely, and I wasn't excited about anything. The only thing I cared about was getting pregnant again. And because that wasn't happening, everything felt very hopeless. And so I was basically sleepwalking through life. Then on around what her first birthday would have been is when I found out I was pregnant with our son. That was exciting, but also very stressful. I knew that I was capable of carrying a baby, but I also knew I was not capable of delivering a healthy baby. And so I was very stressed about that pregnancy. I didn't tell people I was pregnant. I didn't celebrate it at all. And then he got here, and I couldn't believe that he was alive. And so I had spent that year missing our daughter, and I wanted a baby so bad. And so that Jack is my son. His first year, I spent that whole time feeling like I wasn't allowed to ever be frustrated or sad or unhappy, or like I had to only be grateful. And so that was kind of a lot of pressure. And so I didn't realize that my whole life was wrapped up in other people. So I had been sleepwalking for life for a few years, and then Jack was born, and I was just totally consumed with both motherhood and being a wife. And I was still gone. I was disappeared from, like, there, I had no likes or hobbies or interests. It was just all being a mom and being a wife. And so I wanted to stay at home. I knew that for sure. I also wanted to help contribute financially. So I was looking at opportunities on how to make money from home. I tried taking surveys online. You get paid 6 cents a survey, and it takes like 45 minutes per survey. So that was not a very lucrative investment of my time. I tried learning about couponing, but was way too lazy. And then there was, of course, the multi-level marketing. I could sell face lotion. I don't care. I don't take care of my skin. I don't care about face lotion. I could do makeup. I barely wear makeup. Books. I don't buy books. I go to the library. And then, but I had been, so after we lost our daughter, I deleted my Facebook. But when we had Jack, I got it back just because I was lonely. You know, I was spending all of my time at home with the baby and had no one to talk to. So I got Facebook back, but I was a silent stalker. I never liked or commented or interacted with anyone's posts. But I was seeing my coach now. I was seeing her posts for a whole year, and I just silently stalked her. I never liked or commented. She had no idea I even existed. And she just looked happy, and she was healthy, and she was in shape, and she was traveling, and she looked like she was enjoying life. And so I started considering coaching, but I didn't want to work out. I was not going to drink Shakeology. I was all about gardening and raising our own food and canning. I was not going to drink some processed, overpriced protein shake. That was my idea of what Shakeology was. And so it took me forever to even reach out to her. I finally did. I did a coach sneak peek with her. I thought, well, I'll try it, but I'm not drinking Shakeology. It took me a few months from there to commit to even trying Shakeology. And so I decided I'm going to go all in, and I didn't go into it wanting to lose weight. I did not go into it expecting to see any physical changes. All I wanted was to know, do these products work? And so I got the 21-day fix challenge pack. Challenge pack is where you get Shakeology with a fitness program. And then you also get a trial to Beachbody On Demand. And so I paid $160 for that challenge pack. I got it in the mail. I did not like Shakeology, but I paid for it. I invested in it. They do have a return policy. You can drink the whole bag and return it. I'm also lazy, and I don't want to return. I don't want to go through the process of returning something. So I didn't care if I didn't like it. I paid for it, so I was going to drink every last drop. Well, the reason I didn't like it is because I just shook it up with lukewarm water. Of course it wasn't good. So over the course of the next couple of days, I tried to actually start making recipes. And I found my favorite, which is still my favorite today, chocolate with peanut butter blended with ice. And so fell in love with Shakeology. It became my saving grace for my afternoon cravings. And then I also invested in the fitness program. And so I was going to do the 21-day fix. I was going to do it exactly how she said. I followed the meal plan to a T. I used my containers. I tracked. I did my workouts every single day. It's 21 days long because they say it takes 3 weeks to form a habit of doing something every day consistently to form a habit, and I found that to be true. And so in the very first week of my challenge group, I was amazed at the changes, and they weren't physical changes. I didn't lose 1,000,000 pounds. Um, I was not expecting any results from this. All I was doing was testing a product. That's what I thought I was doing in my mind. But in that first week, I knew coaching was for me, and this is why. She plugged me into her challenge group, which is an online health and fitness group. I was plugged in immediately to this group of supportive, positive women who were all focused on making healthy changes in their lives. They were not perfect. They didn't claim to be perfect. They shared their struggles, they shared their successes, and everyone supported everyone. And it was awesome. I felt like for the first time, I was alive again. I felt like I'd woken up from sleepwalking through life because I found something that was mine, that was just for me. It had nothing to do with being a mom. It had nothing to do with being a wife. It was mine. And I loved it. It was this community, online community of friends who were supporting me and doing something healthy. And so what I found that first week, I found like a group of people, and then I also had energy, because believe it or not, working out every day, eating right, and drinking the right amount of water gives you energy. I was not sleeping. I had a 8-month-old son, so I didn't get sleep ever, but I had more energy and I just felt great. And so as the challenge went on, I knew I wanted to coach, but I wanted to finish the challenge group first. By the end of the challenge, I also didn't weigh myself. I didn't measure myself because, again, I wasn't in it for that. I was in it to test the product. I already knew I wanted to do it. But as a part of coaching, you do before and after pictures. So I did my after pictures and measurements, again, not expecting anything. I lost 10 inches. My clothes were fitting better. I noticed that while I was going through, but again, I wasn't really paying attention. But I lost 10 inches, 5 from my waist. I lost the kangaroo pouch from having babies. And I only lost 5 pounds. But those 10 inches made a huge difference. And so I was hooked. And I went through my friends list. I felt awesome. I believed 100% that this method works. The support, the accountability, the meal plans, the workouts, all of it. Being able to work out at home in 30 minutes or less while your kid is either napping or playing with you. Awesome. Done. I love it. It's a perfect solution. I wanted everyone to feel like I felt. I wanted everyone to experience what I had experienced. So I went through my friends list, which I was friends with like maybe 200 people at the time. I went through and I messaged every single one of them. Hey, I just got done trying this new thing. You should do it with me. This is why. Because it changed my life. It did. And I don't know where I would be without it today. So that's how I got started in coaching. That was 2015. 2016, I had my second son and completely fell off the whole working out train. I was still kind of eating healthy, did not care. I was only eating healthy really because my toddler was watching. But in preparation for my son, I knew that I wanted to continue my coaching business. So I pre-scheduled and pre-wrote challenge groups for the entire summer. My son was born on May 23rd, so he's a year old now. I can't believe it. But I pre-wrote, pre-invited, pre-made all the events, pre-made all the groups, and scheduled all the posts. So I had all of my groups for the entire summer ready to go with all of my invites sent out to those groups. I was in all those groups. I was leading all of those groups. So I didn't feel like working out. I didn't want to work out. I had no interest in working out. I didn't care about how I looked. I didn't care about being in shape. But I had to do it. So I always tell people, in fact, some of the people that are listening to this call right now have probably heard that. Coaching is the ultimate form of accountability. I 100% can say I would not be sitting here right now in the shape I'm in if it was not for coaching, for my coaching team, and for my challengers. They're always messaging me, thanking me for supporting them, but they have no idea how much they support me. For the first 6 months after I had our second son, I had no interest in working out. The only reason I did it was because I had these groups of challengers looking to me as the person leading it. So it wasn't fair for me to say, oh, I skipped my workout again today and I also polished off an entire pizza. I couldn't do that. I had to at least try and make an effort. And so for those first 6 months, I did try. I would get maybe 10 or 15 minutes in before I was interrupted. It's crazy with a toddler and a newborn, and that's okay. I did not rock my workouts. As a result, I didn't get very good results. But once the 6-month mark hit, that's about when my sleep schedule went a little bit back to normal, and I started getting into a routine again, and I started getting results. That is when I started to get my passion back for exercise and when I started to like it again. But guys, that took 6 months of me not liking it and not caring. So people get discouraged. I'm getting off track, but people get discouraged with their exercise because they don't see results in 2 weeks or that it's not a habit in 2 weeks. And so they quit. Don't quit. I am in better shape now than I've ever been in my entire life. That I'm in better shape than I was in college, and that was before I had babies. That was when I was younger. I'm so grateful for this because I know I would not be where I am today if it was not for coaching. And so that was 2016. Fast forward to now, 2017. And so part of what I'm going to talk about today in coaching is both the income rewards, and then also just quickly I'm going to talk about the Success Club trips. So I know most multi-level marketing companies offer some kind of free trip, but they're ridiculously hard to earn. With Beachbody, they're not hard at all to earn, and I know that because I earned one. I am not a top coach. I am not highly ranked. I'm not exceptional when it comes to my numbers, but I earned this trip because they make things like this attainable for any coach. It doesn't matter what level you are. If you do the work, you can earn this trip. And so I realized when I got my invitation to this trip that I never really fully believed in myself that I could do this, that I could make this work. Then I got that invitation that I earned this full all-inclusive beach tropical vacation for me and my entire family to go for free for 5 days. And it hit like, whoa, I can do this. I can be successful at this. Why not me? I've been asking myself that for the past 2 years, but I didn't really believe it until I got invited off of that wait list. And that is when things changed for me. And so I'm excited. I am on fire about this opportunity. It's taken me 2 years to get here, to build that confidence, to say, I know I can make this happen. And I'm asking you, are you with me? Are you going to be with me? Are you going to hop on this train with me? Or are we going to leave you behind? I hope we don't leave you behind. So that's where I kind of want to start, is I feel like I'm really starting to pick up with coaching now. The nice thing about coaching is it's your journey. It's your story to write. You have no quotas. You are your own boss, so you determine how fast or how slow you go. I've been going really slow for the past 2 years, but now I'm going to go fast. So that's my story. Now let's go to the next slide. So my team is called Team Simply Fit. I chose that title because simple. I'm all about simple meals, simple nutrition. Beachbody makes it so easy. They give you exactly what you need. They tell you what to eat. They tell you the recipes. They tell you what days to do what workouts. They even have a hybrid scheduler where if you say, oh, well, I would really like to do 2 different programs. Okay, we'll plug them into this app and we will tell you exactly what workouts to do on what days. So I'm about simple. I'm about simple for my team. That's why we are called Team Simply Fit. We want to make it health and fitness easy, simple, and attainable for everyone. Our mission is to help people, and that might sound cliche, but if you're not in this, if you're not interested in this to help people, you won't be successful. Sorry if that's harsh. But so it was established in 2015 when I started coaching because, again, I hit the ground running. I knew I wanted to coach, so I did all of Like, I established my team right away. Founded by me, Melissa Furness. We are 25 coaches strong. And one of the best aspects of our team is we are part of the #1 team in Beachbody 3 years running. So Melanie Mitro is the #1 coach, and her team is the Dream Team. They've been #1. And so they have several of the top coaches in that team. So as a result, we have access to all of the trainings, all of the resources, all of the scripts, anything that you need to be a successful coach. We have access to that, written by and created by the top coaches in the network. So that is awesome. But we are a smaller team. So within that team, we have a very family-like atmosphere. We have our own team page, so it's not overwhelming. When you first sign up, it feels like you're drinking out of a fire hose, but because our team is smaller, we can help walk you through all of those resources and let you know exactly what you need in order to be successful. And then as you get more comfortable and want to learn more, we can help you. So we always say, if you want to run, I'll run with you. If you want to walk, I'll walk with you. I will meet you where you are. So my favorite quote when it comes to talking about coaching, a coach is someone who gives people the confidence they need to change their lives. That's what we do. I'm going to talk about selling later, but it's not about selling things. If you're trying to sell stuff to people, you're doing it wrong. So I'm going to talk more about the opportunity. So in life, there are 3 routes that you can go. You can go to college. The average tuition is $35,000 for a 4-year degree, and there's no guarantee of a job afterward. So many people, the majority of people in my generation chose that route and did not get a job when they graduated. It took me 5 years to find a teaching job. In that 5 years, I was still responsible for paying back student loans. And people do that without question. I will invest a ton of money into this degree that is not going to guarantee me a job. So, and I'm not kicking college or anything, but I'm saying that's a route. Working an hourly job. So the average salary for a Floridian, so I used this slide from one of our top coaches, and she lives in Florida, is $40,000 a year, and they average 11 vacation days a year. So if you have one of these jobs and you're sitting there, you know that you have to space out and plan out when you get to take vacation. And 11 days out of 365, that's not very many. So that's another job. That's another option, is working for someone else. And then you can start your own franchise. So the average cost to start a franchise, like buying a Subway or a Tim Hortons or a Starbucks, $35,000 investment, and that doesn't include like the brick and mortar business part of it. So the average annual profit for a franchise is $66,000. So those are kind of the options there, and obviously that's just blanket. But let's move on. What if you could start a franchise? Why is it not moving on next? What if you could own a franchise for $40? What am I talking about? So we're comparing franchises to coaching. To get started as a coach, it costs $39.95 with a monthly fee of $15.95 after that, each month. And so that money pays for the 3 websites that they give you with all your personalized links for when you sell things to people. So a franchise, the risk, it ranges from $10,000 to $200,000 plus, and many franchisees, I spelled that wrong, dang it, mortgage their homes to build their dreams. That's a lot of money to invest up front. And so when you're a franchise, you have skin in the game and you see yourself as the owner. You realize that you invested this crazy amount of money. You took this huge risk. And so you're going to treat your franchise as such. You're not going to just say, oh, well, I'm going to work today because I feel like it. You're going to work hard every day and put in the hours that you need to do in order to be successful, because you don't want that sacrificing that money to be put up in vain. So then let's compare it to coaching. What's the risk? $40 to sign up, and then $15.95 a month after that. And then also for most people it's free, because that $40 fee is waived if you buy a challenge pack. And if you're military, it's free anyway. So the difference between a franchise and coaching is because of the low startup costs, a lot of coaches, they don't have that skin in the game. They don't have that pressure or that drive to make them work like they would had they invested 10,000 to 200,000. And so that's the difference why you don't see as many coaches as you would think having crazy success fast. So next. So the benefit of a franchise, you buy into an established brand. You don't have to start a business from the ground up. So you buy Subway. People already know about Subway. They already know about Chipotle. Now they just have another location to go to, which is yours. So the company takes care of mainstream marketing and they take on the risk of new product testing and development. So they are the ones that come up with all the ads and the promos, and they get their names out there. They work on the brand recognition. And then when they decide to make a new sandwich or they decide that they're going to change the look of Subway, they're the ones that put all the money into it, and they're the ones that take the risk on if that works or not. With coaching, you're still getting that brand recognition. You're buying into an established, successful brand, which is P90X, Insanity, Shakeology, 21 Day Fix. People already know all of these brands. They already know the programs for the most part. And if they don't, it's really easy to educate them on because we have all the resources. Beachbody spends 150 plus million on mainstream marketing through the infomercials, through internet commercials, radio commercials. You've probably seen them and heard them. But to create the brand recognition, and they continually develop the programs and products. We have a new program coming out in June. It's the Shaun T Week. He's adding to Insanity, which is going to be awful, but I'm probably going to do it. Man, if you've done Insanity. Ugh. But anytime they come up with a new program, they're the ones that put the money into finding the trainer and setting up the set. Like, they do all of that. We don't have to do any of that. We just promote it. And if the program flops, we're not out anything. We just go back to promoting whatever works. The 21 Day Fix, obviously. That one's a good one. So franchise guidelines. With a franchise, you must market using franchise guidelines and materials. If you bought a Subway, if you decided that you were going to start a Subway, you have to use their marketing materials. You have to serve the sandwiches that they have created. You don't get to do your own thing. You just basically use what they have. So your success is based off of your own efforts and those you hire to work for you. That's another thing. Your effort is what's going to get you success in both of these situations. With coaching, the guidelines, you have the ability to create and brand specifically to your niche market. And so that's encouraged. When you start out as a coach, you are not after promoting yourself to everyone. You want to attract people who are interested in you and who will relate to you and your story. And you do that through telling your story. So you come up with your own brand, right? People have so many options with health and fitness. Why would they come to you? Because they relate to you and you can help them. And so your success is linked not only to your own efforts, but the success of your team. So if you want to do this for an income replacement, then building a team is important. You get to choose the people you work with. And again, you want to attract the people who represent what you represent. And what's really cool is these people that you attract are equals. They have their own franchise. And so they're equally vested because they want to be successful too. So let's move on to what do Beachbody coaches really do? It's easy. I mean, it's simple. It's not easy. It's a work for sure. But you work on your own transformation and you share your story. So you share your struggles, you share your successes. When you slip up and miss a workout, you say you did and why. Or if you didn't want to do one, you share that and you say how you pushed through and did it anyway. And you want, in fact, our team, that's what we're all about, is if I can do it, you can do it. Empower people. It's not this unattainable thing. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So as you're sharing your story, you invite your friends and family to do it with you. And as you get bigger, you friend new friends and you invite them to do it with you. So, and then you also grow as a person through personal development. You can't fill from an empty cup. The biggest part of coaching is empowering people. And that means building them up and encouraging them when they're down and giving them the confidence that they can do this. And so you have to have the right mindset, and that really helps to do that personal development. We have tons of books to recommend if you are interested in that. And so sharing your story, and these are just a few pictures that I've shared. So the coach life is over here with me working while my son is sleeping, sharing that I drink my Shakeology every day. This was from Punta Cana, and then a transformation picture and a workout. I share my workout pictures every day. So how does it work? You start working on you and inspire a few people to start their journey, who then inspire a few others, who then inspire a few others, and you pay it forward. So here's you, and you keep inspiring more and more people, and they inspire more and more people. But wait, that looks like a pyramid scheme, right? That was my biggest fear when I started this. Is this a pyramid scheme? No. What's a pyramid scheme? A pyramid scheme is when someone sells something that isn't actually a product. So they're basically just taking money. But if you think about everything in life, it's set up like a pyramid. Our military, businesses are set up as a pyramid. The CEO's at the top, and then there are a few managers, and then there are a few supervisors, and then there are a few employees. The CEO makes the most money, the employees make the least money, and then the people in the middle make an average amount of money. The difference between coaching and a typical business structure is, what are the chances that the people down here, the employees, are ever going to be the CEO? Very small, right? They might get up to be a supervisor, they might even become managers. But how likely is that? With coaching, you start out as the CEO and you determine your own destiny, and you do that by working, and we help you with that with trainings. And then that's the structure of the military, which I'm not going to go through. So what kind of support do you get? We offer, probably the strongest part of coaching is peer support. This is from a Super Saturday. These are a few members from our larger team. And so we get together, we support each other. Beachbody is not competitive. It's not about getting as many challengers as possible. It's about helping each other. So when you become a coach, you get to use all of our resources. We want you to succeed. It doesn't matter if you're in my downline or not. If you're a coach and you're trying to help people get healthy, that's the goal, and we're going to help you do that. So it's not competitive. We share everything. If you are struggling with helping someone, you don't know what to say to them, we'll help you with that. So that's really awesome. And then nutrition and fitness. So you must be a product of the product in order to be successful at this. That means you're following the meal plans, you're drinking your Shakeology, and you're doing your workouts every day. And as you do those things, that's what's so cool. You're working on your own goals while you're inspiring other people to work on theirs. And like I already said, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for coaching. If I was just a challenger, I would have fallen off a long time ago. So that's the kind of support you get. Do I have to sell stuff? That's one of the biggest concerns that we get. We don't just sell stuff. If you're selling things, I've said it before, you're doing it wrong. We provide solutions to help others successfully achieve their goals. I know, roll your eyes, right? I rolled my eyes at that before, like, yeah, but you still want to make money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make an income. You're providing a service that is valuable, and it is okay to get paid for that service. So when you sell a challenge pack, that's the easy part. From there is where the work starts. When a person gets a challenge pack, it's up to you to make sure that you know their goals. You help them identify those goals. You help them make a plan to reach those goals. And then you help them crush those goals. So your number one job, especially as a new coach, is to help people reach their goals. And so the challenge pack is really just the beginning. That's when the work really starts, is when that challenge pack sale goes through. And so if you look down here, the top 10 New Year's resolutions. I want to get organized. I want to help others, learn something new, get out of debt, more family time, enjoy life more, quit drinking, lose weight, quit smoking, exercise. Lose weight and exercise are in the top. Coaching helps with all of that. At least it's helped me and all of the hundreds of coaches on our team. Actually, it's in the thousands now. Obviously, it helps people lose weight and exercise. This is not a diet. This is not a fad workout program. These are tools that help people learn how to live and maintain a healthy lifestyle. So it's not about giving up carbs for the rest of your life and living on apple cider vinegar. It is about learning how to eat right, eat in a way that fuels your body, and then working in that daily exercise. More family time. If you work for yourself, you get to choose when you work. I'm working right now because my family's in bed. So I'm not working. I'm in my son's lives. I'm present during the day when they're awake. I reserve my work times for after they go to bed so that I'm not missing anything. Get out of debt. Coaching has enabled us to pay all of our grocery bills. Since I've started coaching, I've never had to pay Shakeology because I've made enough to pay for that. And we're now working on chipping away at our student loans, and we're going to get out of that debt. I'm excited about that. Learning something new. Through coaching, you're always constantly learning. If you are in this to be a successful coach, then you constantly need to be, and you don't have to know it all. I came into this knowing nothing about health and fitness, but through talking to challengers and identifying their needs, like right now, I'm running a Beat the Binge challenge group. I've read 2 books about emotional eating so that I can help them better. And helping others, obviously, that's what this job is all about. If you don't want to help others, this is not the opportunity for you. If you just want to sell stuff, look at another opportunity. This is about helping people. And so I'm not going to go through the rest because I'm afraid we're going to run out of time. How do you make money? You make money in 2 ways. 25% commission of anything that you sell. So in the beginning, when you first start coaching, your paychecks are going to mostly come from your commission, so the things you sell. As you grow and build a team, you'll start to get team volume, and that team volume will very quickly outweigh your commission checks. So like I said before, I got a very slow start, and I'm just now starting to really build my team. And so I haven't gotten there yet, but these are my pay stubs. This is my very first week. I made a whopping $40. That was 1 challenge pack sale to my mother-in-law. So that was my first week, but I was way excited about that because I got someone to commit to changing their life. And it wasn't just someone, it was someone really important to me. My mother-in-law, the grandma of my babies, was going to get healthy. And I was so excited about that. So average for the first 6 months, again, I didn't go very fast. It was about $100 a month, but that's about $400, or sorry, this is weekly. So I made $40 in that week. I made $100 in this week, and that was my average for the first six-ish months, so about $400 a month. And so that paid for my monthly Shakeology and not our groceries, but I would say car insurance. Now my average is about $200 a month, or a week. I keep messing that up. $200 a week. And so that pays for now our groceries and Shakeology. And I'm still, if you notice, my team cycle bonus is not outweighing my commission, but I'm getting there, building it. My highest paycheck was $640. I would say I get one of these every month or so. But because now I am 10xing my business, that's the book that I'm reading now, it's going to grow fast, and my income goal is to be at $1,000 a week by September so I can retire my husband. Coaching has that potential, and so because I'm going super slow, I just wanted to give you a realistic view of what the numbers are if you go slow. If you go faster than me, so these are some of the top coaches on our team. Lindsay Madaway, she's the one that did like this slide, but these are kind of what you can expect to be earning if you go really fast. If you do all the trainings, if you do everything that the top coaches tell you to do, this is your potential. And it's all based on your own skill, diligence, and effort. It's work for sure. It's not a get rich quick scheme. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the work, and you have to commit to helping people, and helping people takes time. So in the beginning, I only worked like an hour a day, sometimes only a half hour a day for probably the first year and a half. Now I'm averaging like 2 to 3 hours a day. And again, that's all broken up throughout when I'm busy with the boys. So this is kind of like their income progression when they start out 7 months as a coach. So you see their retail commission was smaller than their team bonus. And so she was working on building a team. And then 11 months in, her retail is up, and then her team bonus. So she was making at 7 months $500 a week, and then at 11 months $1,100 a week. And you can kind of look at the other people. They're pretty much the same from there. Those are people that went really fast. But let's move to the next slide. So worst case scenario. What happens if you jump in, you decide to try this? What happens if you fail? Oh my gosh, that's everyone's fear, is that they're going to fail, right? So what happens if you fail? Worst case, no one wants to join you, which that's not going to happen. I thought that, and I had 30 people in my first challenge group. You invested $40, or you got in for free because you bought a challenge pack. You connected to new people, and you made friends. You got yourself in shape. That's a bonus. You faced your fears head on, and you grew as a person. I have never in my life had confidence until now. And my husband says all the time, the way that you feel about and think about yourself now, I would have paid for that. So there's nothing wrong about getting healthy. So that's really your only risk. Different strokes for different folks. So there's different ways for you to be a coach. Some people just want the discount. Beachbody doesn't recognize different types of coaching. And so when you sign up as a coach, they don't expect anything out of you. It's all you. You decide what your goals are. So if all you want is a discount on Shakeology, that's fine. If you want it as a hobby, so you love the products, you maybe want to get your Shakeology paid for, then you can share your journey, and as people ask you about it, you can tell them what you're doing, and we can help you get them set up with challenge packs. But if you want to make this a business, if you want to live a life by your own design, and you want to eventually replace your income, then you're a business builder, and that means that you're all in, and you're going to treat this like you spent $100,000 you invested that money to start this, and you're going to work it like that. And we can help you whatever avenue you go. It's fine. Like I said, we will run with you, or we will walk with you, however you want to do it. And sometimes there are people in between. Sometimes people start out as discount coaches. They have their friends and family saying, what are you doing? You look amazing. I can tell you feel great. What are you doing? I want to do it too. And they kind of go in between the discount and the hobby coach. Or they're like some hobby coaches who are starting to see a lot of success, even though they're just sharing their story. They're starting to see success, and they may love their full-time job, but they're thinking, wow, there's a lot of potential in this. That's when you kind of might start to go to be a business builder. So it's not like you're set in stone with any of these paths. Again, it's all up to you. There's tons of freedom. So what does our team provide? Weekly team training calls on whatever subjects. Most of the time I let people vote, or I just see what our team needs. And every team does a team training call. We have access to all of the calls. So if you want to go through and find a topic, those are available. One-on-one training. I am available pretty much 24/7. If you send me a message, I try to respond quickly. If I can't, I get back to you when I can, and that's usually within a day. So I'm always there for one-on-one support. Small group training, we have new coach basics groups. We have groups that help you push to different ranks. We have groups that help you educate yourself on social media. Just whatever topic that you need, we have trainings for those. Countless video trainings and manuals. Yes, we have it all. A place to dream big and live your best life. So we are going to encourage you to identify your goals and to dream big and to not be afraid. Your goals should be so big that they should scare you, but we help you make a plan on how to hit those goals. So let's say you're interested, you want to do this, you're ready. What do I do next? Message the person that invited you to this call and let them know, what kind of coach do you want to be? What are your goals with it? I just want to get my Shakeology paid for. Or no, I want to live a life by my own design. I'm ready to build this into a business. Let them know, and that way they can get you plugged in where they need to get you plugged in. So let them walk you through the sign up process. If you're wanting to be a hobby coach or a business builder, get involved with the next coach training group. They're always starting. And then you be an apprentice coach in your coach's next challenge group. And so we run challenge groups every month. We run free groups every month, and you're always welcome to invite to anything that we do and co-run anything that we do. And then when you're ready, we have all the resources that you need. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we can help you get started and do whatever it is that you want to do with coaching. So thank you so much for listening. I feel like I just ran a marathon trying to get all of this information in before Zoom cuts me off. So thank you again for listening. And don't forget, if you are thinking you want to coach, make sure to reach out to the person who invited you. I'm sure that they will be following up. I know I will be following up if you showed interest in this call. So thank you again. I hope you guys have a great night.